Thank you, and I call Shadow Minister Andrew Rosindell.
Thank you, Mr Mundell, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. And also my thanks to the Honourable Member for Stourbridge for bringing forward this very important debate, a debate which is happening across the United Kingdom at the moment, so it's extremely topical. But there is no doubt that the intentions behind the creation of the Council of Europe and the European Convention on Human Rights were originally noble. In the aftermath of the Second World War, Europe lay traumatised by tyranny. It was the backing of the then opposition leader, indeed one of the greatest figures in British and world history, Sir Winston Churchill, who said that the leading role in constructing a system intended to ensure that totalitarianism could never happen again. I will not, because we are very limited on time. Yet Churchill had the foresight to say on Europe that we help, we dedicate, we play a part, we are not merged, and we do not forfeit our insular or Commonwealth character. We are separate and specially related ally and friend. I agree with Churchill. I believe in a Britain that cooperates, not a Britain that is subordinate to foreign judges and international bodies with no democratic accountability. Those who claim that by leaving the ECHR we are somehow rolling back on human rights are doing a disservice to their ancestors, for Britain's commitment to human liberty did not begin in 1950. It began centuries earlier. 800 years before the Convention was drafted, the principle of habeas corpus, two decades before common law courts were housed in this very hall in which we debate today, Magna Carta of 1215 reaffirmed that no free man shall be imprisoned except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. In succession, we produced the Petition of Right in 1628, Habeas Corpus Act in 1679, the Bill of Rights in 1689, amongst a long list of other achievements. We were the first nation in history who not only abolished slavery at home, but dedicated the full force of our political, military and economic might to its global abolition. And the crowning achievement was the island nation's establishment of the premise of parliamentary sovereignty under a constitutional monarchy which has been the envy of nations around the world. These achievements were not bestowed upon us by foreign courts or foreign organisations. On the contrary, it was because of these British achievements that the ECHR exists, to instil in the nations of Europe who lacked such traditions the same freedoms that Britons had been enjoying for centuries. Last week, my honourable friend, the member for Clacton, introduced a bill proposing our withdrawal from the European Convention on Human Rights, something I was proud to support as a co-sponsor. And my honourable friend, the Leader of the Opposition, asked Lord Wolfson to conduct a thorough legal analysis of whether the United Kingdom can properly govern itself whilst remaining within the ECHR. 5 core tests clearly indicated that the ability of the government to control borders, to protect veterans from vexatious pursuit, to ensure British citizens have priority in public service, to uphold Parliament's decisions on sentencing and other matters without endless legal obstruction is significantly constrained by our ECHR membership. So, a future Conservative government will withdraw from the ECHR. We will repeal the Human Rights Act so that the elected government of the day can implement policies supported by the British people in a democratic election and uphold and strengthen the human rights protections through our own common law tradition, just as sovereign democracies such as Australia, Canada and New Zealand do, based on institutions and principles that originate from this very nation. This is about democracy, and it's this Parliament that should decide, not international bureaucrats, not international judges, the British people via a sovereign Parliament. That's the entire history of this country. And to jettison that and to give away the power is a shameful negation of the democratic birthright of the United Kingdom.